I can still hear his voice at night. He cursed me. It happened when I was 16. In our village, no one spoke the king's name. They called him the Black Lion, a man so cruel that even the sky refused to shine on his palace. His guards were always silent, their eyes blank, like they were under a spell. I never meant to get close to the palace, but my sister, Amina, had been taken. They said she was chosen to be one of his wives, but the whispers in the market told a darker story. The king didn't marry. He didn't need wives. He needed sacrifices. One evening, my mother was crying, tearing her hair. She begged me to find Amina. I didn't know what to do. My heart was heavy, but I went. The forest near the palace was thick with shadows. The air was thick and cold, though the sun was still up. Every step I took felt like something, or someone, was watching me. The path led to the king's compound, a place even the birds avoided. I didn't plan to go inside. I just wanted to see if I could catch a glimpse of her. But then I saw her, Amina, through the barred windows. She was pale, thinner than I remembered, and her eyes were blank, just like the guards. I called her name softly, but she didn't even flinch. She just stared straight ahead, like a statue. I crept closer, but then I heard the king's voice. He was speaking to someone, or something. His voice was deep, unnatural, like it came from the earth itself. I crouched behind the tall grass, peeking through the gate. There he was, seated on a large stone throne. He wasn't alone. Next to him stood a tall, dark figure. It wasn't human. Its skin shimmered like oil in the moonlight. The king's voice grew louder, and I heard him say my sister's name. He was offering her. I felt my stomach twist. He was offering her to the creature. Before I could run, something snapped under my foot. A twig. The sound echoed like thunder. The king turned his head toward me, his eyes glowing red. He smiled. "Come closer," he said, his voice calm but deadly. I froze. I wanted to run, but my legs wouldn't move. The air was heavy, pressing down on me. The dark figure beside him shifted, its face turning toward me. It had no eyes, only darkness where they should be. "Come closer," the king said again, softer this time. "I know why you're here." I stepped forward, shaking. I don't know why I obeyed him. It felt like he controlled my body, like I was a puppet. When I reached the gate, the king laughed, a sound so cruel that it made my skin crawl. "You want your sister?" he asked. "She's mine now. But I could give you a choice." His eyes glowed even brighter, and suddenly, I felt a sharp pain in my chest. I gasped, clutching my heart. It felt like it was being squeezed by an invisible hand. "Do you want to save her?" the king asked, leaning forward. "Take her place." I couldn't speak. The pain was unbearable. I nodded, tears streaming down my face. The king raised his hand, and the creature beside him began to move toward me. I wanted to scream, but no sound came out. It reached out its hand, black, cold, and touched my forehead. Everything went dark. When I woke up, I was lying in front of my house. Amina was gone. I never saw her again. But every night, I hear the king's voice in my dreams. He laughs, and I feel the cold touch on my forehead. I think he's still watching me, waiting. And one day, he'll come to collect.